I didn't throw away my skates. I still have my camera. I watch the videos which I made sometimes on my own, just to have these memories, because ice skating was a big part of my life. Even now, like, I cannot get myself detached from the community, because all my friends which I have in life are in the ice skating community. And since since I stopped skating, I stopped seeing people. I mean, my friends, my life. So I've been on my own, working and doing things by myself, without actually having new friends, which is hard.
Yeah, I understand that. Wanna have a break?
Yes.
What's up? I'm Patrick from Alpine Freestyle, and today
I can't start again. I was just doing like
I don't know. The blooper section will be bigger than the whole interview. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Patrick from Alpine Freestyle, and today it's my honor to be at this guy's house. Many of you haven't seen him for ages, and today he will explain us why. It's Orixis Jay, the founder of XEO Lifestyle, which brought that many of us into this sport, inspired that many people of us, had that many great videos, which such a huge impact into the community. But since a few years, Jay is gone from the community. He's not skating anymore. He's not putting out new videos, and many people that know me and know that I know Jay for a long time have been asking me what happened to him, why he's not active anymore. And now it's my pleasure to ask him this question, and he will answer it for all of you now. So Jay, thanks for having me at your place. Thanks that you're finding this time for the interview, even if it's late now. I guess it's 11 p.m.
Yeah,
something like that. So pretty nice to be at your place. And now tell the people what happened after the Budapest 2017 meetup where I met you the last time on the ice.
Well, it started a little bit earlier. I noticed that every time after skating, I felt a lot of pain in my foot. When I rested a little bit, okay, it disappeared. When I skated, it came back. And then after a while, it just stayed the whole time. And it was very difficult for me to skate, to even walk, because my foot was always swollen. And yeah, every step I took, it was like pressure and pain. And so yeah, in Budapest, I still came because I don't want to miss those events, and so I say, yeah, I will go, I will see the people. But of course, the skating was always like torture to my body, to my foot, even to my physical, my mental state, because I want to be active and do things, but my body says no, stop this, don't continue.
Yeah, I kind of remember the times in Budapest where you were always coming late and then put your skates on, sometimes even lace them up and skating with us and just try to record us. And then sometimes you did something on your own, but it was visible that you were not having a pleasure on this anymore. So could you explain a little bit closer what happened to your leg and how this went out?
So I went to a lot of different doctors. Nobody really knew what was the problem. Like, oh, maybe you're doing this wrong or this wrong. Try this insoles in your shoe to stabilize your foot, to give more like not too hard pressure, to have like something which bounces when you jump or something. Nobody could really help me. They took photos, they checked my blood. Nothing was visible, like this is the problem you have. Then one specialist, he said like, actually you're doing too much sports. You're always putting pressure on your foot. He can never rest, and because of you doing this for such a long time, actually the damage is quite far to get it back towards a healthy foot. So we tried with some cortisone injections. For a while it went well. I was like, oh, I'm new. But there was always this slight pain. And then after a few months, when the cortisone was like less effective, the pain came back. And I was like, okay, what do we do now? So the doctor said like, okay, you can continue. And we can see if I think in English it's called the tendons of the foot. If they, if you feel pain again and they get swollen again, like the water around the tendons, we can see if the problem is in the tendon or in the little skin around the tendon. So the thing is, if it's the tendon itself, then we have to make an operation and remove it, the small tendon. But then it's possible that a part of your foot, you won't feel anything anymore. So I was like, okay, I will just rest and continue my life like this, instead of trying and finding out what's the problem and then maybe having to remove the tendon, and then you don't know, maybe half of your foot or your toes, you won't feel anything anymore for the rest of your life. So I said like, okay, yeah, if you have a normal life without the heavy pressure of the sport you do, you can have your life without any problem. If you continue your sport and it's the tendon and we have to do this operation and everything, then you know the risk is this. You have an operation and you don't know how much of your foot will lose the feeling.
Okay, so this came up, I guess, 2015, 16 like that, and
yeah, 16, 17, yeah.
And you tried
because at the beginning I didn't really know what it was. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I did the trick or I landed bad while doing a trick, and then okay, it removes, it goes away, and then it always came more and more and more, and then it didn't disappear anymore.
So in spring 2017, close after the Budapest meetup, you made the decision to quit from freestyle ice skating.
I think, yeah, 17 or 18. Actually, I gave it a time because I felt like, okay, I will do slowly. I will just observe the community, make my videos, be a part of the community without really skating and doing tricks myself. So I tried it for a while, like skating less and just making the videos and being active on Instagram, sharing other people's videos and stuff. But at some point I was like, this is not what I want to do. I know this moment would come, maybe when I was 60 years old or something, that I could still help the community but not be active myself, but I didn't expect it to happen this soon. So I gave it some time, like, okay, I will do it, and then the moment came like, I cannot do it. I mean, I can, but mentally I cannot be a part of the community, seeing all the people have fun, knowing that I could have it too, and not being able to have the same feeling and experiences as I had before. So I had the choice to be a part of the community and not being able to be or to do what I want to be or what I want to do, or just make a decision and cut with the community or with ice skating, and then I don't have to have the feeling of like, you know, yeah, the sadness of seeing other people and willing to be a part of it, and like, I cannot do it or be with them and the way I want to.
So you just found out for yourself that like losing the ability to swim and see other people swimming, same with ice skating, losing the ability to skate, and just watching others is something that makes you more feel bad or kind of depressive than being able to live it out. but you would harm your body and you would not be able to walk even if you tried. So you decided to make the hard cut.
Yes.
There's one question I really have to ask, because I got in contact with you after that, but most people that really care about you, the community that misses you, we have this We Miss You Jay group. I contacted you today. Why didn't you tell the people your story, that they know that you are fine? Because they were expecting everything. They were expecting that you have some kinds of depressions, or you started hating what's happening in it, or that you're even dead. People ask me if you're dead. So why didn't you made a final kind of a meetup or a final video where you say goodbye, this is it for me, I have my reasons, please respect it was a great time? Why did you just disappear and leave so many people wondering and being concerned what's happening with you?
Well, the close friends, they knew that something was wrong with my foot. In the back of my mind, I always thought like maybe it will be back okay, and then I come back.
Yeah, that's a deep hope you have at some points.
Because I didn't throw away my skates. I still have my camera. I watch the videos which I made sometimes on my own, just to have these memories, because ice skating was a big part of my life. Even now, like, I cannot get myself detached from the community, because all my friends which I have in life are in the ice skating community. And since since I stopped skating, I stopped seeing people. I mean, my friends, my life. So I've been on my own, working and doing things by myself, without actually having new friends, which is hard.
Yeah, I understand that. Look, the famous XEO Lifestyle skates. They are so long at that place that they don't smell anymore, I guess. Remember our bathroom in Falun? And there, the camera. Famous Jay camera.
And the XEO Lifestyle telephone.
That's the XEO Lifestyle telephone. So the Instagram account and everything of XEO Lifestyle is on this phone. So when you are thinking, why this guy is not answering the messages of XEO Lifestyle, Facebook, anywhere, because it's in there and this phone has never been turned on since 3 years.
Yeah, 1.5 or something.
Yeah, so don't take it personal. It's because, yeah, you got the reason already. But it's there, and one day Jay will recover it. Alright guys, we had a short interruption, but this just shows what an honest person, what a great person, and how much passion this man has for this sport. So Jay, let me ask you again to come back into the whole thing. Why didn't you make a kind of a video to say the community what's happening, to say goodbye?
Because I couldn't. It was too hard to do it for me.
Like we just saw.
Yes. And also, if I would make that video, it would mean that it's totally finished.
So you see a chance for coming back?
In the back of my mind, I always had this thing like, maybe I can go and do it again. Maybe something will change in my mind, and I can do everything for the community without skating myself. But until now, it didn't really happen.
So
and making such video, it would mean for me like definitely stopping.
So you still have in mind that you once make it back on the ice?
Yeah.
Or back into the community. The community will welcome you, whatever you do.
Because most of the people I know are in the community.
No worries, mate. No worries.
We continue.
Yeah. Should we get out of this?
No, actually, we should do it.
Out of that what we were talking about. You want to continue? What you wanted to say? Or should I ask you a different thing?
No, actually, we have to give an answer.
Yeah, the answer is that you didn't want to make the final cut, and you know that we will all welcome you back if you would do it. But will you do it? Do you see a chance now, a few years later, realistically? What's your thinking? What's your plannings for the future?
I always had in my mind to have like this vacation without skating, just everybody together.
Come on, man, you can do that. So you're thinking about an event where you make a comeback like XEO Falun 2022 or Budapest or
Not
Jay's comeback
a
tour?
very big event, but like João from Portugal, he always asked to come over. I didn't make it.
Me too.
So I had in mind like to go there with all the friends. Not skating related, I mean not ice skating, but just everybody on the beach. Like rent a house or something in Portugal and talk about everything what happened in the past and stuff.
Good old times. Yeah, so you're still into that? You're planning to do that once?
It was always in my mind, yes. But
Yeah.
now with what's going on in the world,
And I can promise you one thing with the community I know and all those people that are watching this video, because there are many special videos from the good old times that will watch this video. And if Jay is asking us to come to a place wherever he wants, I guess the most of us, whenever they find a chance, will make it. That's what I can promise you now. And those people that are watching the video can just say yes from their deepest heart, because that's what XEO Lifestyle, what this Freestyle Ice community is about. So if you ever set up such an event and give us, the people that miss you for years, the chance to meet you again, we would all come. I made my way to Hasselt to see you again, and they will wait. If you say to the people, come to Hasselt, but don't bring your ice skates, I guess even then the most people would come. So it would be just nice if we could do that once.
I think after the situation in the world finishes, that we can start making plans again about meeting each other and stuff.
It would be great. It would be a pleasure. But let's now talk about better times. Let's talk about, this was very deep, but we need to find an end and want to remember what XEO Lifestyle, what Jay means for us and why. So let's talk about your story. I've been to the ice rink in Hasselt today, skating, meeting you there. It was, I didn't even realize, as Ollie told me, Ollie's back there in the room, as Ollie told me that you are there, at the first I didn't even realize that. And then meeting you, this was like, wow, because I haven't met you for 4 years, and you were one of the persons that gave me the biggest influence. As I did my first video and you made it into your video of the month special and everything. But your story in this ice rink in Hasselt goes way more back. I guess we're talking about 2008 exist.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
Tell me how you started freestyle ice skating.
Phew. Well, before ice skating, I was into swimming. I was
Swimming?
I
didn't expect that.
Yeah, doing competitions in swimming, like the big region and national competitions and stuff. And besides that, I was also into inline skating, like skate parks and stuff. And then it happens that my mom started working at an ice rink.
Oh, I met her today. I made a selfie with her. I had no other chance to get her recorded. I didn't want to ask. It was a little cruel. But yes, I met his mom today at the skate shop of the ice rinks, of the ice rink in Hasselt. And she started working there, and then she pulled you with you.
She said like, yeah, you're into inline skating and stuff. Why don't you come and try ice skating? Because it's almost the same. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is...
2006, 7, 8.
Something, 7 or something, 2006. I was like, oh, I'm not really sure. Like, look at the crappy skates. Like, what's this? And then actually, I didn't try it. Of course, I did skate at school, like when we were small kids. Sometimes once a year you go skating and stuff. So I said, okay, I will try it, but I need my own skates. So I went to the shop, bought like a cheap pair of hockey skates, 100 euros or something, and I started skating just once in a while. And then like after 1 or 2 months there was an opportunity to get enrolled in courses to become an instructor of ice skating.
Okay.
And as I was doing in university the studies of physical education, we had to do some extra courses outside of university. So I said like, okay, this instructor thing can help me getting points for my official education. So I said, okay, I will participate in this ice skating instructor program. The problem is that you had to be able to do certain things to enter the classes. You had to like, I don't exactly remember, but like 2 or 3 different kinds of breaks. You had to do crossover, backward skating and stuff. I was like, damn, I cannot do all the things. Like, okay, on inline skates I can do it a little bit, but on ice skate it's not what they would expect an instructor to skate. So luckily one of the trainers from the figure skating club, she taught me some moves before, and I was like, okay, I'll practice on this and this. So I managed to enter the test and I passed the test to enter the course of becoming an instructor. And then we had like this intense program where I was always the bad example of the class. Okay. So I always had to do everything.
Hard to imagine.
Yeah, like because most of them were like ice hockey skaters and figure skaters and everything, and I was like this newbie, which was like 3 months skating or something when the classes started. But actually, it was an advantage for me because during those classes I could always practice, and I had like this 10 or 15 people around me who were skating for years, which always said, do this, try this, get your position like this, like this. So actually during this course, I became from like almost a beginner to well advanced in a very, very short amount of time.
Yeah.
Of course, I had the background in inline skating, which is a little bit an advantage, but still, it's different on ice hockey skates. So yeah, at the exams of the instructor program, I passed it without any problems. The theory, okay, that was no problem. You just study and you know it. The teaching to the small children, it was not that difficult because I was already studying it at university. It's just the ice skating, but I did a big improvement in my skills, and the teachers from the classes, they saw it too, and so I passed. Not a problem. After that, I started teaching children basics, and because I had a background in inline skating, I started trying tricks on ice, and that's where it all started, the freestyle ice skating.
Okay, so yeah. 2008?
I think, yes, 2007, 2008, yeah.
And the connection with Exist and the name Orixis, original extreme ice skater.
Then it started because I was at the ice rink almost every day after those classes, like practicing myself to be able to teach better to the kids or to be able to teach them new things. I also noticed that they liked the tricks, like simple jumps,
Okay.
Like all the kids were like, wow, wow, and they want to learn it and everything. And during the public sessions, there was always like this group of people who came every time. So after a while, you become friends. You start to exchange. I don't know, at the time it was Facebook and stuff. You start messaging like, hey, when are you going to skate? To do tomorrow. Yeah, you come too. Yeah. And then we made this group, which was called Exist. At that time, it was Extreme Ice Skating Team Hasselt. That's why it exists.
Yeah.
And because we exist,
yeah, and Orixis, original extreme ice skater like Orixis Jay, Orixis Martin,
Thibaut, all the guys who were like in the core of the Exist group.
So they were basically just children that saw your jumpings and want to learn it, or also
no, they were already skating. They were already skating. Yeah.
So they just went together when you were every day on the ice, so you build up this community.
Like Martin and Thibaut, they were already skating before me. They were better than me. Okay, they were still better than me because they did things I couldn't do. Then there was Marco, he also joined. And then from this small group, we had a lot of other people, regulars, who came to the ice rink most of the time. I think one time we had like maybe 100 people skating in sweaters of Exist. And then we evolved. We went to IFK in Karlsruhe.
First meetup.
First meetup.
First freestyle meetup ever.
I slept at the entrance door outside in freezing temperatures.
Why?
On the floor, because I couldn't sleep in the car in the parking lot because we drove a long time. We arrived at the early morning or middle of the night, something like that.
Okay.
And then we skated the whole day from morning till evening with the IFK members at that time. After this meeting, I made a video, put it online, went viral. Not really viral, but it was a big thing in that time.
There were no freestyle ice skating videos at that time.
Yeah, that's why it was special, and the people who were skating, they found out about it, and then we went to France, to Saint-Quentin,
La
Boule for the big meetups.
United shift.
Yes, first United. After that shift, we became very close to a United team. We met a lot of times. We helped them with their meetups and their ice freestyle meetups, which were the biggest at those times. We made videos of it. Everybody was like, "Wow, we can't believe this is happening!" Like every meetup, there were more people.
More extreme tricks.
I think the last meetup was like 700 people or something, which were like almost all freestylers. The rink was packed. You couldn't skate. Only the people in the circle. The ice was like fucked up.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. For some reason, it became too much. I think for United to organize this, to have all this pressure, because you have to imagine it's not easy at this time and even today to be in contact with ice rinks who are willing to organize such events at their ice rink. If it's not ice hockey or figure skating, they're like, nah, you fuck up the ice, you make too much noise, you're too dirty. There's always this pressure on ice freestyle, like, nah, we cannot accept it.
Okay, I get it. So the meetings went bigger and everything evolved. Let's make a jump to the transition between Exist and XEO Lifestyle. So how did you what happened that you decided to split out of this group? I have no idea, just explain it to me. And how did you build up this logo? How did you get this idea? For example, this Alpine as freestyle thing for me was connected to the Alps, but Watzmann or Berchtesgaden or something like that, I didn't want to have it. So I took Alpine, and the logo I developed drunken on the toilet. So this is my story, for example. And I guess you had a way more creative way and a way different thing of thinking. So what made you separate from Exist, and how did you build up XEO Lifestyle? How did this all evolve in your head?
Okay, so with Exist, we had these talks in the team. Like, I always had this thing like, I want to go bigger, more than only hustled, only this team. Because I saw we're going to Germany, we're going to France, we can promote this thing together, make it big. And there was like not really an agreement in the team. Like, no, we want just keep it small and local.
You were running.
Well, I had this thing like, we have to teach children, we have to become a real
community,
team,
emotion.
Yeah, a team. We have to teach kids, make this official training hours, promote it, go teach in other ice rinks, other countries, spread everything about this sport. And then there was this moment where we said, okay, we split. We don't do it. You make your team. You skate locally. You don't grow. You only stay among this group of friends. And I had this thing like, okay, if nobody wants to follow me or share my vision, I do it myself.
Okay, so
and then that's when it started with XEO Lifestyle. I didn't have a name yet. I had an idea like, okay, I want to travel. I want to film ice skaters all over the world. I want to meet people like behind the camera, like the things I don't show in the video, like
our room parties in Budapest.
yeah.
Or
like,
Vienna.
You have this time on the ice. You skate, but you don't really have time to know the person. Who is this person on skates outside of the ice rink? What's their culture? What's their thinking? How did they get involved in the sport and such? So that's what motivated me to know who's skating, why are they skating, and how comes they are skating, and share this with the rest of the world. So I was thinking like, okay, I will search a name for it. I had a lot of ideas, but I was like always, no. So I had this idea, okay, where did it start? In my opinion. Other people think maybe it started here or it started here.
Germany, France,
in my
Belgium.
opinion, it started, okay, Belgium with Exist, Germany IFK, and France United. So I made a triangle on a map, like what do these three teams have in common besides skating? And then I went back into history, the Romans and the Gaul and everything. So this area was inhabited by the Gauls.
Yeah. Gallia,
yeah. In Gaul language, XEO means ice. And it doesn't show that it's an old language. It sounds modern. It's easy to remember. It's 3 letters and it means ice, the thing we live for. So ice lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a funny story, if I may interrupt you shortly. I was asking this guy for 2 years to explain me what that means. And after 2 years, he finally told me just write it into Google Translator, because me and many other people were thinking like Extreme Ice Organization or something like that, but nobody even got it. But this idea is so simple, was so much of a genius, but you completely hooked me up by just type it in a translator, man. Yeah. After 2 years of bullying you to tell it to me. It was a cool thing, yeah. And then this thing went big with merch, with traveling, and yeah, your personality you bring in those videos. For example, I just remember the speech. I was planning to do a Jay tribute video, but I guess this is more than a tribute now. I just remember the speech from Poland where you were saying to all the people, just remember, this sport is not for showing up. The sport is for having fun, for sharing a passion.
Yes.
And
you don't have to be the best in ice skating.
Yeah.
You just have to have fun.
And this is what you spread out to the world, and this is the reason why you were growing that fast and why you were well known by the whole community and why everybody could identify about your t-shirts, your armrest. Unfortunately, I'm allergic against this one, so this is because I wore it too long till the doctor said put it off, so I just have this lace instead of it. Just saying, if you poor, but I still wear your logo on my tracksuit all the time, because this is something a lot of people still can identify with. This is something that went so big, and you were surfing this wave, and then the things were coming that were coming, and yeah, out of words again.
The thing is, I had a lot of plans with XEO Lifestyle.
Yeah, you
like
fulfilled a lot of plans with Singapore and everything.
To become bigger, to have more videos. I think I also disappointed a lot of people. People from Malaysia, people from India, because I made the shots. At that time, my foot injuries became worse really during this trip. And actually afterwards, I didn't have the motivation or the power or the energy to watch all those clips, because you know, if you make videos, you have to watch it, rewatch it, cut all the things, and I was like,
select music.
I cannot do this. It's emotionally very hard. At that time, there was some private promos also with buying this apartment and stuff. For a few months, I was homeless, so everything was in storage and stuff. So it was very difficult to make videos, even if I really wanted to. But then afterwards, I didn't find the motivation. But I know that I disappointed those people by not making those edits.
You told me you like to watch the old stuff again. Probably you can send a small hello to the community by watching back this footage, watching back the travels you had, and probably edit them now. Probably.
My plan is to, when I feel ready, I don't know when I feel ready, because even until today it's difficult to think about ice skating or to talk about it. But I was always planning to make something with those clips, even like a compilation of all the trips I made. But until now, I cannot fully.
Yeah, and I totally understand it. So anything else you want to say to the community, you want to tell about XEO Lifestyle, about your story, about your life, your personality, anything you want to say to the people, feel free to do it now.
Yeah, as many of you know, of the close friends, it would be a pleasure to meet you all again. And that's one of my goals, which I still want to achieve, like have a meetup with everybody from the old days. The new skaters, I don't really know them, because I force myself not to follow the community, because I want to watch it. I want to watch the new videos, the new teams. But I know that if I do it, it will become too much. So I force myself. I still have all the accounts of XEO Lifestyle, like Instagram, YouTube, everything.
I still have this Exist channel and this Orixis Jay channel.
But like the Instagram account and such, I don't open it.
You will have so many messages, my friends.
I have it up on a. I don't even have like the account on my telephone. Normally you can switch accounts. But I have like a separate telephone, which is XEO Lifestyle, where I put all my things on, and I have bought a new telephone. Okay, the old one was not good enough, but I keep everything from XEO on there, and the new account with a new phone is something completely different. To not seduce myself to go and check what's happening, who's skating,
Yeah, I understand that. So probably one day the day will come that you feel ready to answer, I guess, at least 10,000 messages on all those channels.
The problem is most of the messages are the same, or the same kind of thing.
Most of them this video will answer, I guess.
Probably, or at least some of the questions. But yeah, most of the time it's why are you not sharing my clips? Why are you not making new videos? Why don't you post more? What happened? Are you okay? It's okay to answer it to one person, but to answer it like 100, 200, 400 people every week or every month again, it's a little bit too much.
Yeah, I totally understand
and because of those questions, I also thought like, okay, I will make a final video where I answer everything, but that's the thing I couldn't do.
Yeah, you're not ready yet, but to say the best thing I could get out of this talk. This, by the way, this talk is not pre-planned or anything. I met him at the ice rink. I asked him if he would give me an interview. I just told him what I could probably ask, and this whole thing, there's no script, nothing.
And you only told me today that you would come.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
That's different. I just know it since today that I'm coming, so that's a different thing. But anyway, yeah, hard to find the end here. The end card, yeah, give the video a like, subscribe, and everything.
And keep skating. But
yeah,
unfortunately, I cannot do it.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't have to say my Instagram and merch and everything. I want to say, Jay, thanks for having me. Thanks for answering those questions to the community. And yeah, thank you, my friend. The last words to the camera, the last words belong to you.
If I start again, or I manage to make new videos or something, you will notice. You will find out. You will see it. You will say like, oh, what's happening? Yeah. Maybe one day, who knows? But at least I want to meet everybody again. At least one time, everybody together. Yes.
That's what we all want to hear. Jay, thank you very much.
A pleasure.
I have no idea how to end this now.
It's okay. We will meet again. It's never a goodbye. It's always see you next time. Good.